YouTube. Hello again, YouTube. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas and all that. So this morning, a little bit different. I'm kicking off the Rapha Festive 500 with in style. I'm gonna try and take myself up Alpe du Zwift 2 times. So this isn't going to be about PBs. So I'm just going to go in and make a few changes here. There's my settings. Settings. Okay, so I've turned off the old hologram, so I'm not continually chasing my previous PB on here. The Garmin watch is telling me to take a rest this morning, but to be honest with you, I really don't feel like I need it. So yeah, let's give this a go. Right, where are we going? What's over here? Road to Sky, where are you? There you are. Right, here we go. So one of the things that prompted this stupid move is I've recently begun wondering whether my Tron bike is making me slower. Sorry I'm talking in a bit of a disjointed manner here. I bought these new Amazon Echo earbuds, and they're all right. I mean, it sounds all right. They work great with the Mac, and you know, when I'm watching a bit of YouTube, when I'm on the trainer down here. But they keep connecting and disconnecting from my iPhone, and every time they do it, I get that Amazon voice telling me what it's doing. Anyway, yeah, so I've begun wondering whether the Tron bike is actually making me slower. Because, I don't know, it's widely regarded as one of the best bikes you can add to your Zwift garage. But as I've been getting myself back into shape, I've developed a bit of a penchant for climbing. And I don't think it's the best climbing bike. I'd also accumulated, as you can see, over 12 million drops to spend in the drop shop. So the other evening I took myself in. I bought myself a rather fetching Pinarello Dogma Ref, kitted that out with, I think they're Roval Alpinist CLX wheels. Basically I've gone for the lightest kit I can. I've even ditched the S-Works Evade lid in favour of that one I'm wearing there. Which I forget which one that is, but it looks a lot lighter. So 2 times up Alpe du Zwift today. Now is this going to prove anything? I did think about doing a GCN Does Science style test where I, sort of ride up on the Tron bike, turn around and then ride up on this, but that's littered with problems, I think, not least of which you're doing one bike a lot more fatigued than the other bike. And I've often, when I've done Alpe du Zwift before, I've often thought to myself, I bet you I could do that twice. But just haven't felt like I've had the legs for it. So I think, if I can do it twice today, that proves something. And okay, a lot of this is going to be subjective. But yeah, we'll see where we go with it. Now, if you put anything in the chat, I will try to respond, but my chat window is pretty small. I'm working on getting a bigger monitor down here for that. I've got my glasses down here somewhere. Oh, the irony of having to squint and look around and see where my glasses are. So in this early bit, really, if you've not done the Alp before, don't go burning matches here. That is a long climb. And like I say, the watch was telling me to rest. I think I've got it in the legs, but I got a good sleep score last night, in the high 80s, I think. Plenty of REM sleep, and yeah, body battery was 97. So, I think we're ready for this. So, in other news, it's been, for me, 2023, I think I'd say is the year I managed to finally turn a corner. As you will know, if you've been watching any of my channel content this year, in May, I went on a mission to start losing weight, having managed to stack on, how many kilos? Something like 50 kilos in the last 4 or 5 years. Just with life. But 2023, I think, was the year I finally stopped making excuses, owned the problem, and did what I could to get on top of it. So I started this Beginning of May, I think it was. Or, yeah, mid-May, I think it was actually. 141 kilos. This morning, I'm 87 kilos and change. So, yeah, I'll take that. You might see in front of me as well, I've got this rather splendid trainer table. If you've got a indoor trainer setup, get one. They're one of these things that I've been aware of and I've looked at in the past and thought to myself, I could get one of those, but I couldn't see what value it would add. But trust me, just especially with the setup that I've got where you need a keyboard, this has been a godsend. I got mine from Wiggle. I think it must have been one of their tail end Black Friday deals. Because I got it for 69 quid and they only wanted about a £5 delivery. Right, shit just got real. So like I say, this, at least this first one, and I would say definitely the second, is not about PBs. Incidentally, I did try this yesterday, and I got about 2/3 of the way up when we had a power cut, and I lost the ride. Oh, how I laughed. So 1 week ago, just under 80 minutes for this climb. I'm going to try and keep it around 2.5 watts a kilo and spin as much as possible. Just getting to the point where I need a fan on. Turning on the old kicker headwind. Might as well run the companion hack whilst we're here. So 2.6 watts per kilo, 2.5 watts per kilo. Feels good. The climb to the first hairpin is the longest one, or one of the longer ones. And like I say, I'm not burning matches. 2.6 watts per kilo. Do you? Legs are just feeling nicely warmed up. Two 2.4. Yeah, the trainer, going back to the trainer table, 69 quid well spent. I did notice that it's now back to 119 quid, I think, with Wiggle. Planet X will do it, or were doing it for 69 quid, or their version. And they're all the same. They're all the generic rebadged rip-off of the Wahoo version. Two 2.3, 2.2. Okay, as you can see from the sector stats on the left, I'm already more than 10 seconds past a PR time for this segment. But this really is a marathon, not a sprint. In my bottle today, we've got 0 pink grapefruit, there we go, PR 417. So I'm probably over a minute behind PR time. It's all good. Heart rate, as you can see, top left, you know, under 120 at the moment. And there is a tendency, because what do we look, 16 minutes in, legs have just woken up properly, and this is where I'd just be tempted to start going for it, but I'm going to try and be in this for the long haul today. So yep, we'll ease off. .3 watts per kilo. I've just noticed the title of the live stream is wrong there. I've said this is Innsbruck. This isn't Innsbruck. If you're new to Zwift and you're thinking of doing Innsbruck, it's a lovely little hill compared to this. Right, what are we? 2.3. Let's keep it at 2.3. Two point five, 2.6. If you're wondering why I'm not out on the road this morning, the wind in our part of the world is crazy at the moment. Sustained over 20, gusts to 30. And you see, this is where Zwift is such a tool for fitness and weight loss. You just know you will be able to do a consistent power or workout on this thing. Whereas if you're constantly battling winds gusting between 20 and 30 miles an hour, I just struggle to, get any consistency. Okay, what are we? 2.1, 1.9, we'll take it. So again, just over a minute down. Now, I'm doing some back of a bag packet maths in my head here. 21 hairpins, just over a minute down on each of them, adding 21 to the total time. 69, 99 minutes, call it 100 minutes. I'm estimating to the top at this leisurely pace. So that's an hour and 40. What are we talking? If I'm doing the maths right here, I reckon 3 hours 20. And I'd budgeted 3.5 hours for this morning's workout. So with the lead in, that would feel about right. And of course the benefit of a long, slow effort like this is that you're always firmly zone 2, zone 3. So, arguably, you're where you need to be burning fat. Look at that. We're nearly at level 49. I think it's level 50 where you get the fire socks. And if you've not seen those, that's got to be one of the coolest bit of kits you can add to your Zwift avatar. Okay, getting pulled in here a bit. Still 2.1 watts per kilo, but the legs were feeling pretty good, so I started to lean on it a little bit. I could feel myself leaning on it a little bit there. So we call that 30 seconds slower than PB. Ticking off the corners. And don't forget, like I say, I've accidentally left an old title on this live stream. This isn't Innsbruck up the big hill. This is my attempt at 2 times up Alpe du Zwift in one ride. So it's not going to be any PBs. And if you're tuning in for some suffering, you're going to see it. But I'd come back in about an hour when I'm on my second attempt. Okay, 2.4, 2.3. So keeping the watts per kilo where I want them. We give him a ride on. Dear. My earbuds have just told me the right battery is below 10%. Based on what I know about their battery life, I reckon I'll get through most of this. Two 2.6, 2.7, just as we go over that little crest. Now, so back to the question. Has ditching the Tron bike for this Pinarello with the lightweight wheels, has it made me any quicker? Well, based on purely the data you see before you, you'd have to say no, because I'm slower than PB on every segment. But, like I say, that's not the point of this test. I've got to say, right, now, if you're not a Zwifter, you might not understand this. But this bike does feel different. It's, I think definitely, in terms of perceived effort, it feels easier than the Tron bike. And like I've said, actually, oh, left battery's below 10% now. Yeah, like I've said, actually, in a video about the Tron bike, it is, to me, it's the Iron Man tattoo of Zwift. Perfect, 2.5 watts per kilo. Oh, same lid. Oh, I'm going to give that man kudos. If he's 31k in, I bet you he's been up here at least once. Yes, Norman Shivs, thank you very much for that. Three watts per kilo. I'll take a gear off. So, from me, about 50 seconds, just over 50 seconds slower. Still feeling good, but it's early days. And like I say, I'm in it. What a long haul this morning. Who's riding on Christmas Day? Okay, so only about 20 seconds down on that segment. Right. If you wonder why I've just hit that power up, there's another one to be had just up here. So the drafting boost doesn't do you a lot of good on a hill like this. Let's ditch it and see if we can get something a little bit more useful, like featherweight or even some more XP. So, like I said, the title of this live stream is a little misleading. This isn't Innsbruck. I forgot to change the title when I was setting up the broadcast. This is 2 times up Alpe du Zwift. If you've watched any of my other live streams, you'll notice I'm not using the Tron bike. I'm testing a theory that the Tron bike is actually slower on a hill than a decent lightweight frame and wheels. Oh, would you believe it? Look at that. So I ditched the drafting boost, and it gave me another drafting boost. Must think I like them. 2.6 watts per kilo, 2.7. Just checking you can hear the audio from that mic. .3 watts per kilo. Just keeping it slow and steady. The first of two ascents of Alpe du Zwift this morning. And like I say, I've ditched the Tron bike in favour of a Pinarello Dogma F with Rovol Alpinist wheels, just to see if that helps at all. Now, there is a chat panel there, but apologies if you're leaving comments I'm not seeing. I had some problems with OBS, and it did an update and I had to uninstall it, and now all of my settings have gone to whack. So for some reason, if people are commenting I'm not seeing it, sincere apologies. So yeah, 2 times up Alpe du Zwift today, despite what it says in the title for the live stream. I've often thought about doing it, but I don't know, you see, this is where I think something like Zwift and indoor training is fantastic conditioning mentally. If you've done any long races, you'll probably know what I mean. Ironman. you do honestly go to some pretty dark places in an Ironman, or at least I did. Mentally, that is. And I just think, something like this where you just know you've got to stick with it, and you teach yourself, almost condition yourself to stick with it. Okay, so what are we saying? Yeah, we're about a minute down on that, which I'll take, because like I say, this is not a PB attempt, this is a double attempt. .3 watts per kilo. Like I say, target is between 2 and 2.5. We'll grind away, we'll get it done. Mettez-vous du Yeti. So we are soon going to be coming up on the Yeti. Just messing with the OBS settings here. I've managed to close the chat panel. So there we go. So, what are we, about a minute down there? Okay, earpods have finally disconnected. .1 watts per kilo. think so. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've just seen the comment. Why? Just why? Yeah, I have to ask myself that. Okie dokie. What are we going to be? Again, about a minute down. Hitting the turn on 10. 2.5 watts per kilo. Keeping it going. Right, it's crept up 2.7. Backing off. We are in it for the long haul this morning. $6K to the top, or thereabouts. 6.3. Right, that's perfect. 2.2 watts per kilo. Oh, chat panel's back. Right. Not that I can read any of it. Little dig there, just a stand. I'll take that. So I'm trying to read some of the chats. But apologies, they are a bit small on my monitor over there. So I will respond after this when I can read them. So look out for this when it gets published on Zwift, YouTube. Oh look, there's the Yeti. Halfway. So I'm trying to read. I can read the first comment there. Why oh why? If you're still online, yeah, I question my life choices sometimes. Part of it is because I feel like I can these days. You know, if I cast my mind back to May, when I said, you've finally got to get your butt off the sofa and start doing some stuff. And I tried the Alpe then, and on that climb, I quit about here. That was it, tank was empty. If you'd have said to me, you know, by Christmas, you'll actually be thinking about doing this twice. Well, I think even I would have questioned that. So, to coin an Iron Man phrase, anything is indeed possible. Now, just by this point in the climb, I'm just beginning to feel good. Legs are really nicely warmed up. Heart rate still under 130. So we're still in the turkey burning zone. But yeah, so to answer about the one question I can read, it's because I feel like I can now. I feel like I want to. I'm loving getting my fitness back, and I'm loving hurting myself again in a good way. Now I'm looking at the last comment there, and I think that is a suggestion about using training plans, and I think that's a fair comment. If indeed that was your comment, yeah, I think I should. And I think that was always the plan. Get myself up to Christmas, see what sort of physical shape I've got myself into, and then 2024 is the year I get myself back on a start line. And I've got an event lined up, so apologies, I've got a really small monitor over there with a chat on, so I'm trying to read it. Yeah, so sincere apologies. Thank you for your comments. I'll try and read those after. Well, I will read those after, when I can actually have my glasses on and respond to them. But yeah, so 2024, I've got one of the Castle Series triathlons in my sights. Now, is it Belva or Beaver? How do you pronounce that Castle triathlon? Which I like the Castle Race Series. I've done the Hever Castle, I've done the Olympic there, and the Gauntlet. Really well organised events, always in lovely venues. So looking at the segments remaining here, all right, okay, so someone keeps putting these people down. I'll figure out a way to be able to read those comments. I'm going to get myself a bigger monitor for when I do these live stream things. Just purely because I feel really bad that there's comments there and literally there's shapes and colours without my glasses. So, slightly distracted. What are we saying? 2.3 watts per kilo. Six and a half segments left of this ascent. Power creeping up. Nudge 3 there. Here we go, turn 7. 252. About 40 seconds down. That'll do. Now, if I'm measuring this bike against the Tron bike on perceived effort, this bike feels like a bit of a win at the moment. And you know, another thing about the Tron bike, I don't know, when I'm on it, I just feel like I should be on it, so to speak. So I probably. Okay, so that's 2.6 watts per kilo there. Again, backing off a little bit. Seven turns to go, or 6.5 turns to go. Here's another nice thing about Zwift. In my wildest dreams, I'll never be able to afford that bike I'm on there. Which, that bike with those wheels probably represents, I'm guessing, 3 times my investment in a plane cave. I bet you just the wheels would buy you a watt bike. There's some context. So if there's any interest, what I'll do is do an analysis video after this. Bear in mind that I've said this is a double attempt. So, you know, there's no cast iron guarantee that I'll get the full double completed. If you ask me right now, I'd say yeah, but we all know how fatigue goes. Sort of creeps up on you. So, yeah. But if there is any interest, I'll do an analysis, share power, heart rate, calorie burn data and all that stuff. And let's be honest, over the next 2 days, we're all interested in that final one, aren't we? Calorie burn data. Right, 2.4 watts per kilo. On a nice even gradient. That's perfect. So again, I can see a long chat developing there. I think there's one commenter, and again, thank you very much for your comments. I really appreciate it. I just wish I could interact a little bit better with them. But the addition of a bigger monitor, I hope will fix that. Also, as winter starts to bite properly here in the UK, and I guess generally in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm thinking of setting up some Sunday morning group rides with my Zwift club. Again, if you would be interested, let me know. Now, just as a pre-warning, they will probably be an early start, as you probably saw from this morning's. I'm guessing a 6 o'clocker, and you know, it being a group ride, I'll probably target 2 hours per ride. Benefit of that is you're all done and you've still got a Sunday to spend with the family. Now, I don't know if that is a perceived benefit, but I guess for a lot of people it is. Right, look at that. Ticking down these segments. Five and a half to go. Backing off the gears a little bit. Save the legs. Let the cardiorespiratory system take the strain. 2.1, 2.2 watts per kilo. Now, I've noticed, if you're a Zwifter, you might have noticed this too. They've played around with the how it ramps up between the levels, and you definitely seem to be leveling up faster. But little push, hang on. Yeah, so definitely leveling up faster, but I've completely forgot where I was going with that. Oh yes, right, okay. I suspect it only levels up on kilometres covered. It would be nice if they factored in climbing. Right, what are we? 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. About 30 seconds down on that segment. Little push up to 3 watts per kilo. There. But it's a trade-off. Sometimes you just need to stand. Right, nice easy gear. Let's spin it. Two 2.4, 2.3, 2.5. Perfect. It's so good on this hill where you get to see, you know, just like 3 or 4 segments left. Of course, you know, in my case, that means 27 segments left. But there's no harm, there's no point bleating about it. I chose to do it myself. And this is a good substitute for my Sunday ride, which is typically these days a mix of first half is hills, there's one I do every morning or every Sunday morning that is a nasty little leg stinger. One of these ones with a false flat in the middle, where you just, your head says to you, oh, it's flattening off. And then your legs go, no, it ain't. And that bit that looks like it's going flat is, according to the profile on Strava, about 11%. So, yeah, that particular hill is a full mile of climbing. Then there's another that I repeat twice that's probably similar in profile, but probably about somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 distance. And there's another that is a long, slow drag that actually looks, to the eye, a little bit like what we're on here. Okay. Always nice when you see the satellite dishes and the helipad. Let's ditch that power up and see if we get another one under the tunnel here. So, speaking personally, Christmas, for somebody in my position who spent the best part of a year stripping off, I think it's about 53 kilos at the moment, you don't want to go and undo it all over Christmas. However, I think a healthy attitude is that you've got to accept that your body and your mind benefits from some downtime. So, I'm kind of resigned to the fact that other side of the holiday season, I'm going to be a kilo or two heavier, and that's all right. I think the key thing is to remember that Christmas is 1 or 2 days. Oh yes, I got the lightweight power up. Thank you, Zwift. Thank you very much. That's all well done. Yeah, 54 kilos. That is straight up, not exaggerating. If I do an analysis video, I'll happily share my Garmin data on that. That's the weight I track daily using a Garmin index scale. And, 1 or 2 people said to me, it's unhealthy to lose weight that fast. Now, I know where they're coming from, but I don't think you can generalize like that. I think it depends on your character. And I'm the sort of person who becomes quite task focused. So what I've been doing is, sorry, I'm just trying to read that comment. You can see, well done, because it's 2 words. Do you have a plan? Yeah, good question. The plan when I started this, when I stepped on the scales, at 141.6 kilos, I remember the day vividly. Right, I had 2 kind of goals. The first one was to get sub 120 so that I could happily ride my carbon road bikes again, because 120 kilos seems to be a rule of thumb max rider weight. So get down beneath 120. That got me out on my road bikes again. Up until that point, it had been purely Zwift and treadmill and weights. He says, looking over his shoulder at a weights bench you can't see. So yeah, sub 120 was the first goal. Then I said I wanted to be sub 100, back in double figures. I had, when I began this, set what I thought was an aspirational goal at 95 kilos. And the reason for that was the last half iron I did, which was Wimbledon, or Ironman 70.3 Exmoor, I was somewhere between 90 and 95 kilos when I raced that. And I'd looked at the race pictures and thought, I look all right there. So, 95 became the aspirational goal. Well, I ticked all of those off a lot quicker than I thought I would. And the way that I did that was it's regularity. It's training every day. So every day at some point, I'll get in probably an hour and 30 walk with the dogs. And I'll also put in an hour in the pain cave. That could be a solid hour on Zwift, or it could be 30 minutes Zwift, 30 minutes treadmill, 30 minutes Zwift, 30 minutes weights. So doing that every day. Also using my Fitness Pal to track what I'm consuming and burning. Now, you've got to take those kind of calorie trackers for what they are. It's inherently inaccurate, but the important thing is even though it is somewhat inaccurate, it's more accurate than not doing it. So what I would do is tell my Fitness Pal I wanted to lose 1 kilo a week. It would tell me total calorie target for the day, which allows for calories burned and calories consumed. I would then, in my mind, add on or subtract 500 calories from what it said was the available calorie amount, to allow for the fact that, the quantities I was consuming of the things I was eating and drinking might not be perfectly aligned with what the numbers are in that application. Plus, a lot of their data is crowdsourced. So, they rely heavily on people going out, buying a product, scanning a barcode, and punching in numbers. And we all know that people are prone to making mistakes. So, and also, even if you buy a heavily processed product, that nutrition information on the box is an average. So by subtracting 500 calories from what it said I could, reasonably consume net each day, that made sure I was hitting the target. Now, based on what I was losing, I probably validated their numbers better than I was expecting. Because, like I say, and, just for reference, look back at some of my videos from earlier in the year. The one where I was talking about having discovered zero alcohol Guinness. Hopefully, you can see a difference between that version of me and this version. I actually made an update video when I was 25 kilos down, and have a look at me body shape, etc. in that, I've got some hard evidence to prove that I did do this. Now, what's the plan? Sorry, I've rambled. The plan was, like I say, hit those perceived milestones, which I did. Now, having reached sub 90, I think it's more about maintenance and improvement. So the plan from here is to get faster, get stronger, get racing again. So I've been looking at venues for swim training, because that's the one component missing at the moment. I'm getting plenty of running and cycling in, but I need to get me back in the water. Now, my target event is, I believe, July. So that gives me 7 months to train for it. And I think what I'm going to do is probably use one of the Don Fink plans. If you are thinking about a half iron or even iron event, get yourself the Don Fink books, Iron Fit Secrets and Be Iron Fit. And you find in there some solid plans and some proper insights into how to train for an endurance event. I mean, just to give you an example, he talks about not training by distance, but training by time. So here we go. Yeah, look, we're just over a minute slower on the PB on this one. That feels all right. Let's take it to the top. So yeah, he talks about time training, time-based training, which was a revelation to me. So as you can see, this is going to be one of my slower climbs up here. Sorry, there's a down big. Just looking at that comment, trying to read it. What I'll do is on the descent, I'll let him super tuck. I'll let my avatar super tuck. I'll have a wander across. Then hopefully I can read those comments and respond. Oh, thank you, coach. NC NL training. Still 2.5. So if you should learn something every day. One thing I've learned from this ride is if you've got a goal in mind for a Zwift ride, other than a simple PB, segment-based BB, turn that hollow replay off. Focus on the task in hand, not last week. Here we go. There's the top. Saving that featherweight. They're here. We'll get on the steep bit. There we go. Oh, over the top. Right. So definitely my slowest in 3 months up here. Right, let's go around the loop at the top. Now, what are we saying? Do you reckon we'll go level 50 on this next descent? Oh, do you know what? I'll take that. I wasn't even slowest up there. Right, this is a nice little recovery here. Not that there's much to recover from at the moment, he says, touching wood, because the old legs, let's say I think I've got this second one in them still, if I don't go crazy. So yeah, turning off that hollow replay thing lets you focus on what you're doing, because you know, we're all cyclists. There's a little bit of the competitive in all of us, isn't there, I think? And just by seeing that hologram of myself disappearing up the road, I keep wanting to chase it. Here we go. Right. One nice descent coming up. Oh, plus 10 XP. Thank you very much, Zwift. Right, now, I'm going to let my avatar super tuck here and do the descent on its own. Let's get it up to a decent super tuck speed. Whilst I go and read the comments over there on the small monitor. Right, if I stop pedaling, go on, super tuck. So there you go. Right, reading the comments, back in a sec. Right, so thank you very much for the comments. I'm loving the comments about if you could edit the comments, you'd change them all to comments about carrots. Spot on, love it. And to answer the last comment, how much weight have you lost? Yeah, at the moment, what we're saying, I was 141.6 in May. I am 80. I was 87.9, I think, when I weighed myself yesterday. So what are we saying? Call that 88, 52 kilos at the moment. Let's call it conservatively 52 kilos. And again, you know, just to focus on training every day, making sure I train every day, and also eating right, tracking everything I eat and consume and expend through MyFitnessPal. But I'll hold my hands up here. Do you know what? Biggest change for me, I think, was giving up alcohol. I was drinking far too much, and it's all empty calories. So yeah, I'll just go back to your comment, fella, at the top there about you think I've got 3 in me. We'll see. We'll see how we feel after 2. A third ascent could actually result in divorce on Christmas Eve and my wedding anniversary. Another reason I'm out here early. So what are we on the descent there? 1.6 watts per kilo. So second ascent coming up. Let's try the super tuck, see if that's faster than pedaling. Go on, tuck, 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 tuck. Oh, he probably won't because he's drafting. Okay. Let's keep those legs spinning anyway. See if I can read with my glasses on from this distance. Potentially even worse. I'm still laughing about that carrots comment. Spot on. Right, so not long now, and I'll be hitting the U-turn key. Who'd like to see the older Pinarello from a different angle? Oh, nice bike. Oh, look at that. Do you know, I love Pinarellos. I don't know why I'm racing down this, because I'm only going to turn around at the bottom and come up it again. So yeah, with the 52, 53 kilos or whatever it is I've lost at the moment, Christmas is a concern, but like I say, I think you've just got to accept, right, the way I'm approaching Christmas is, in my head, it's 2 days, not a season. I think the fact that I won't be necking copious amount of beers, wines and spirits over the holiday season is good for 2 reasons. One, obviously the calorie control and the health benefits, but 2, it helps you keep control. But equally, I'm going to accept that I am human, and that, you know, there are some cracking brown butter mince pies that the wife got from Waitrose sitting in the kitchen, and one of those might even form part of breakfast today. You know, we've got family coming round today for a meal. Wife and I are out tomorrow for Christmas dinner. You're going to put on weight, you know? Live with it. But if in your head you say, you know, I'm going to give myself 2 really good days to back off, recharge, refocus, and then when it's all done, refocus and back with a plan. Right, now, this little tunnel is a foreboding, because I know, oh actually I can see this is second segment, so a turnaround and reascent is coming up. I see another big hill in my future. There we go. Turn 21. Okay. Off the gears here. Spin into the bottom. Okay, carry that speed. Let's look for the start line. Do the U-turn, carrying some speed. Here we go. Climb number 2. Come on, U-turn. Here we go. Right. Okay. Welcome to Alpe du Zwift for the second time this morning. Now, if there is one big limiting factor this morning, it's that a couple of foot problems I've had previously have started to flare up again as I've started upping the distance. Right, okay. So the legs feel all right, but I don't want to burn too many matches here. And the watt bike gears are playing up, as they are wont to do. Right, here we go. 2 to 2.5. And that's where we'll keep it. So 2.4 at the moment. Perfect. Just going to try and bring that heart rate back a bit. I'm sorry, I've not been monitoring chat, but you know, I have to get off the bike to read the chats. Okay, so getting a little bit involved there. 2.6, 2.6-ish watts per kilo. Won't hack it. 2.3, 1.9. Here we go. Now, at the risk of sounding like some utter weirdo, right now, I'm really looking forward to this second line. Holding 2 watts, 2.1. There you go, heart rate, 124. That's a good, solid zone 2-ish heart rate for me. So, yeah, if you have just joined the live stream, I'm doing a double ascent of the Alp today, not the big hill at Innsbruck. Apologies for that. I must remember to amend the title, not just the description. .4 2.4 watts per kilo. Now, even though I turned my own follow replay off, I've left on, for some reason, the one that Zwift adds to suggest you race against. At the moment, that's a second behind me. These first few long segments, they're the worst. So again, I'm looking at my PB time, and I'm nowhere near it. I'm going to be, good grief, I reckon possibly getting on for 2 minutes slower on this first segment. But like I say, the goal is the double, not the time. The kicker headwind fan is working overtime down there. Let's go max it out. So apologies if there's a bit more background noise. Okay, just push the old trainer table out of the way there. So what's Alpe du Zwift in kilometers? I think it's about 18. So I could get 50-ish kilometers of climbing. I'm sorry, I'm just looking, seeing more comments there, which I am honestly deeply grateful for, and sincerely apologise. I just can't read from this distance. But I'm going to look for a cheap, big LED panel in the post-Christmas sales, which would hopefully give me some decent size of text so I can respond to those. I will, of course, respond in comments under the video when it goes live, and I do really appreciate you commenting. Right, let's spin a little while. Do you know what? The ticking off these first two segments on the Alp, or first two sectors, as they call them, almost feels like battle won somehow. For some reason, I don't know why it is, this this tunnel bit here, in my head, you almost feel like when you're through this bit, it's launched you into the mountain proper. So, and again, you know, if you're hoping to see some wattage bazookas, well, let's see what we've got left when we get to the top after this second climb. But it's not a PB day. So watts per kilo in the first two sectors there has been slightly down over the first climb, which you'd expect. And yeah, sorry, I read your comment earlier about agreeing that the lightweight setup is quicker than a Tron bike. I honestly think it is. Okay, a little stand to stretch the legs, which resulted in that sector being just 1 or 2 seconds off of PB pace, which was stupid. Two point 1, 2.3. Going with it. So yes, I am going to enjoy myself over the next couple of days. Eat what I want, to a certain degree. I will be riding tomorrow morning as well. That'll probably be a road ride. a shortened hill set of the ones that I described earlier. And I am definitely going to back off for a couple of days after this. Right, 2.3, 2.2 watts per kilo. Legs feel good. So again, just looking at that chat, thank you very much for commenting, and once again, sincere apologies. I'm not able to read those comments on that monitor at the moment. Oh, do you know what? That always gets me. That pile of rocks on the left there, I think, is the turn. And then I find out it's not. Go on. I'll give you kudos. Oh, especially 49 kilometers in. Fair play. $2.7 per kilo. Right, we got 10k left. Oh, notice from the dog tracker, they're just going out for their walkies. Here we go. What are we saying? I'm loving that Zero Nutrition, not a sponsor, pink grapefruit. That's no advert for it, isn't it? Here we go. Little recovery here. Burning matches for some reason. I don't know why I felt the need to do that. Loving your Christmas sweater. Have a ride on. There we go. Right, I'm backing off. I'm getting caught up. Yeah. In someone else's ride, I think. Mountains just beginning to get a little busier. Right, 3:14, 30-ish, 40-ish seconds lost to the BB time. Again, 90% mental, yeah. Comment on the road there, completely. Almost there. That is in fact a lie. On the 7th hairpin. Good grief. 6.6 watts per kilo. Fair play. So this ride will be going on Strava. So that it's counted as part of my Festive 500. About 9 kilometres left. So it's about 5 miles. Okay, I'll take that. Back to 2.2 watts per kilo there. Okay, so the tendon thing in the left foot is just beginning to make itself known. Dumping that power up here. Because there's another to be had. For some reason I seem to make better power on the drops. Oh, would you believe it? You know, after a bigger monitor so I can read and respond to comments in real time. I think the last piece of the Pain Cave updates is going to be a dehumidifier. Spin, spin, spin. It's got to be the way forward. 12 turns to go. It's another thing you've got to be careful of, the old, when you're riding your own ride, not falling into the old close the gap prompt. Oh man. Okay, taking it to 2.7 there. Talking stopped, didn't it? Right, pain in the left foot at this moment in time, which I'm just going to work through. Oh man. Hopefully you've all been good girls and boys, and Santa's going to bring you what you want. The wife and I have decided to treat ourselves to a joint present this year, which is already in use, I have to say. We bought a proper coffee machine. Grinds the beans, little pressure gauge on it. You have to make coffee, pack it into a little thing, set the pressure right. It's so much longer to get a coffee in the morning compared to putting a pod into a machine. But so much more satisfying. And I do have to say, so much better tasting. Right, here we go. What are we going to be? About a minute down on that segment. I take it. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Right, now here's that nasty bit. I am just going to get through this. I must admit, I'm looking out the window at my weather station and the anemometer. Good Lord, I'm just glad I'm not out on the road today. I'm also thinking of changing my cleat position. I think for years I've probably run my cleats too far forward. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Tinternet recently about moving your cleats back and the benefits that has. Now, if I think about the tendon issue I've got in this left foot, that's just about, the pain is just about where my cleat is positioned right now. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see if shifting the cleat back on the shoe has a difference, makes a difference rather. Let's have a stand just to stretch the legs out. Oh man. There we go. About a minute down on the PB. I'll take it. Turns in single figures now. Looking at the panel on the right hand side, you can see I'm on segment 12 of 22. Should be a Yeti round here. Good one. So nice seeing those sectors in single figures. This is probably the most climbing I've done in a single Zwift ride. Right there. Hovering around 2 watts per kilo. There's the Yeti, halfway on my second ascent. Whoa. Hello, Yeti. which then turns out to be 2 trees. You've got to love Zwift. No, I'm not going to close the gap, sorry. Nine sectors left. Oh man. Right. Full disclosure, legs are feeling it now. But I'm not going to let the legs feel it. Smile. That usually does the trick. Oh man. Come on in. Earn it. Oh, I'm sorry, there was a question about, do I race on Zwift? I did my first race type event on Thursday of this week, which was a team time trial with my tri club, and I loved it. It was let's give them a ride on. It was a gentle introduction to the, is it WRTL, WTRL? Team time trialing thing. Say that when you're pissed. Minute down on that sector. And I really enjoyed it. it being a team time trial, it was one of these things where I probably moderated my effort to make sure we finished as a team. So, you know, lessons learned and all that. Seed yourself in a faster group next time. But I love the vibe. And the team time trialing is pretty good fun because they've set up obviously the racing teams, but also a Discord channel that everyone talks on. And it did feel just like a proper group ride again. Just going to stand. Okay. Headed for turn 7, Dutch corner. Oh. Now, I would have probably, I was going to bring a banana out to have on this second climb, and I'm wishing I had now. So, more of a reason to keep the heart rate down. So my watch thinks I've done 50k. You know, I'm just going to dump this here. There's the Dutch fans. Oh, thank you, D. Murray. Let's give you one of those. Right, keep it here, Ian. 2 watts per kilo. Or thereabouts. This is a long old sector. Let's have a spin. See if that helps. So, mate, to answer your question about have I got 3 in me, let me confidently say at this point, no. Here we go. Flattens out. Up again. There we go. Oh man. Little respite here. And I'm taking it. Little lovely 1.2, 0.9. Oh, yeah. Bring it on. Oh, see ya. We'll give you kudos. Or a ride on, whatever it's called here. Oh man, feeling it, feeling it. But as somebody commented to me, when I was out on the run at Ironman, deep in the pain cave, or deep into the pain zone, one of the dark places that I've talked about that race can take you to, somebody had already finished and was sitting in a bar with a beer, was cheering us all on, and he said he could see the pain. He said, keep going. If it was easy, they'd call it football. Turn 6 coming up. Nice short little sector. Turn 6. Right, I'm backing right off now. There are 5 sectors left, and I'm just going to get through it. Oh. Doggo's in the garden. Come on in. Notice how very quiet I've gone. And this is what I say about the ability of indoor training and Zwift to help you work on the mental aspects of your race. Turn 5. So I'm holding 2.5, 2.6. Turn 4, coming up. I think I'm just trying to read that last comment. Thank you. I think. Come on, man. Pain is temporary and all that. Here we go, turn 4. About 30 seconds down on PR time. You know what? Given how my legs feel, I'll bloody well take that. Oh, look, man. 3 sectors left. Right, I'm coming off the gears. The 2.5 watts per kilo is going firmly out the window now in favour of a finish. There's the satellite dishes. Oh man, is that good to see. Ah, wife in the garden. Oh, I think she's picking bay leaves. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Zwift. And thank you, Gicalopi. A featherweight ride on. Oh, yes. Just trying to read those comments. Sorry, mate. I'll read that when I get off the bike. But thank you for still watching. Dear Lord. 3 hours in. I do hope this has been in some way entertaining. Oh, man. Right. Full disclosure, at this point there's pain everywhere. Pain in my left foot. Now got pain in my right foot. Pain in my left knee. That's a new one. And just 2 segments to go. 6 minutes. And it'll all be done. Spartan, prepare for glory. Ah, Lordy. Turn 3. You got this, man. You got this. So if you have just joined this live stream, this is my second time up Alpe du Zwift this morning. Right, that's the pain face, right? I did promise you a pain face, and now you're getting it. Oh, man. Come on. Here comes a turn. There's the corner. There it is, turn 2. One sector and a final ramp left. Oh man. Deep, deep dark place. Thank you, Mick. DBR. Oh yeah. Other side of the satellite dishes. Good feeling. Get myself down into the airflow from that headwind fan. Left foot now burning. Properly painful. All part of being a cyclist, this. Evens out a little bit for the turn. Right, I'm going to spin it out to the top now. Currently pedaling one leg. Try and take some of the pressure off that left foot. Here comes the top. Come on. There's the top. But if I can have it under 90, I'll take that. Finger hovering over the power up. Come on. Hanging it in there. Right. Power up goes. Let's empty the tank. One last little ramp. Oh, man. Keeping it in there. Come on. Come on. Everything I got. Oh, Lord. Jesus. Yes, I achieved the masochist. Oh, I love it. Well, YouTube, what can I say? That was emotional. Thank you very much for watching if you watched this morning, and thank you very much for those comments. And sincere apologies, I'm not able to read the text in real time and respond to you. I will make a point of responding in the comments under this video, which YouTube will make live for me, I think almost immediately as soon as it ends. It takes a little while to process and add your comments, but I'll read them after this anyway. I have really appreciated it. Like I say, you saw I got off at the halfway point and had a read of the comments, and that gave me a laugh, especially the "I think you've got 3 in you." Let me respond to that honestly and frankly. Nah. 2's enough for this morning. And the carrots comment. Brilliant. Love it. Thank you very much, guys. I am probably going to shut up now. And I will ride the descent. I'd just like to see 50k on the clock. And I think my good lady's probably all right with me being out here till about past. I did warn her it was going to be a long turbo session this morning. So there we are. Twice up Alpe du Zwift in one ride. 2,104 meters of ascent. And the masochist achievement unlocked. Makes me so much more aero. Oh God, I thought I was further down than that. Okay, let's hit the aero boost. And whilst matey boy there goes into a super tuck, I'm going to go and read those comments. Ah, Ian, mate, I just realised that was you commenting. You're on my wish. How's that going? I was thinking of trying that, but I would feel like I'm cheating on Zwift. Yeah, and thanks for the comment earlier on. Yeah, if I drove up hills like this, I would have more time for Zwift. But hey, Ian, and for some reason I'm not getting your usernames up there, but Ian, I recognise your YouTube logo. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, mate. I hope it's all going well. And thanks for watching this morning. Thanks to everyone who's watched this morning. I'm just going to take the glasses off. I can see my rider slowing down. Yeah, well, so thanks to everyone that's watched this morning. That was the fat triathlete and a double ascent of Alpe du Zwift. I have these ideas. They seem good. And I can't even blame alcohol for these ideas anymore. Oh, yeah, this is nice. 1.4 watts per kilo. I've been off the bike for a bit. The old foot's back in action. Let's keep the power on. Turn 12. Halfway down. I've got me 50 Ks. This one will be on Strava. I'm on there as the fat triathlete. Unsurprisingly, I make this one public. I think you've got to make Festive 500 rides public. So that's 10% complete in my first day. Oh, legs are coming back to me now. Amazing what a little break can do. And so, did I answer my own question? Is the Tron bike slowing me down? I don't know, to be honest. I'd have to do this again on the Tron bike. And I suppose that's feasible. I know, what I was in terms of body battery before I got on the trainer this morning. I know what my sleep pattern had been the day before. I am, at this point, 87, 88 kilos, gonna just look to maintain that weight. So, rider should be minimal impact, but if you asked me a gut feeling, was I quicker on this Pinarello Dogma, I'd say I think I probably was. I just have a gut feeling. Oh, TV's going to turn itself off. Hang on. Hang on. TV was going to do a power save. So yes, before I was so rudely interrupted, I do have a feeling I would have been slower on the Tron bike. So, I'm still going to ride it. It's a bit of a trophy. Like I say, I consider that bike to be the equivalent of an Iron Man tattoo for Zwift. Ah, here we go. I can see a valley. Oh, look. I can see the laser gate. Easy spin. Well, thanks for watching this one, YouTube. If you watched any of it, you have my greatest respect and admiration. Thank you very much. I've really appreciated the comments, even though I wasn't able to respond to them in real time. Hopefully a bigger monitor and better eyesight should sort that out. All it remains for me to say is have a happy Christmas. Season's greeting to you and yours. Eat, drink, be merry, and get ready to get on it in the new year. Thanks for watching, YouTube.